Well, today's April 5th. I'm gonna do a video. It's been a long time since I've recorded or posted anything on my YouTube account. Today was a day that, I really thought about life. I thought about my ups and my downs, my trials and my tribulations. I thought about, my past situations. Sometimes I go through life thinking, there's got to be more, to this. There's got to be a way to overcome all these. Well, the way that I think is like the struggle is real. It's hard being a single parent. I have a relationship and I'm not doing so well. With all honesty, I wish that my hurts and my pains that I had from the past didn't impact me today. But through my life lessons, I can learn from my mistakes and I can try my best to fix them. I can try my best to not repeat them. At the same time, I'm just like, God, I don't want to fail again. It's too hurtful, and then, I'm 30 years old. I remember when I was 25, I wasn't sober, I wasn't healthy, I wasn't living life like I could, I was living minute by minute, hour by hour. I wasn't planning ahead. I was basically living in the past. I let my past hurt me so much. And today, I have so much to live for. I have so much, energy, and I'm trying to find somewhere to put it. Sometimes, even though I'm sober, 4 years and 5 months, it's like a continuous struggle. It's a battle. It's a war going on against, my addictions, my behaviors. There's a lot of days that I go wishing that I could, be more positive than what I am. Today, I pray for positiveness. I pray for self-discipline, and, I got, prayers in my mind for myself, for my family, for my friends and my loved ones. And a lot of times, people look up to me, and sometimes I tell myself, if they knew what goes on in my mind and how I feel like giving up sometimes, they would be just like, I remember one time my daughter said, "Mom, how come you don't cry? You never cry." I told her, "Well, I do cry, and it's because, I'm always, by myself, and whenever I'm not by myself, I do my best to stay strong so that I can lead by example and that others can see me, that, change is possible, that things are possible, that they can have a mother that is trying her best to stay positive and stay strong for them." And sometimes we need encouragement. Sometimes we need positive people in our life. We need, a mentor. We need, a role model, and I try to be a role model to my children. I try to be a role model to my family. A lot of times they're probably like, Candice, she used to do this and she used to do that, but I tell myself every day, well, you got, accomplishments in your life. You have gratitude for those things that you worked hard for. It might not seem like much now, but in the long run, that's your foundation. That's your stepping stones. Those are your accomplishments, and you did it for who? God gave me a gift, and that gift was to learn. and to overcome. God gave me the gift to be a woman. He gave me the gift to try to sing. He gave me the gift to do all these things, to talk, to study, to have the knowledge and wisdom to know the difference. He gave me the abilities to pray for people and pray for myself and for my family. God has done so many wonders in my life. He's given me opportunities. And even, the opportunities that I passed up, I know that it was for a reason. I always say, God, He allows good and bad into our lives. If we didn't have the bad, if He didn't put the bad people into our lives, we would have never have learned. And if He didn't put the good people in our lives, we would never be where we are today, because God works through people in miraculous ways. God helps us through life, and, He sends people to us. And I like to think of, one of my favorite indigenous movies, Skins, with Eric Schwab, and, where he's going into the sweat lodge ceremony, and that brother was talking to him saying, human beings don't control anything, spirits do. I live by that. I have my, religious beliefs. I have my teachings. I have, my feminist behavior. I have my independent behavior, and I very much have my dependent behavior. My codependency. That's really hard to break away from. But I would like to encourage all of you Native Americans, or indigenous people of these lands. The struggle is real. I will not lie. But my number one saying is no more trauma. We have, as indigenous people, have gone through so much in our lives. I believe in the generations that passed on, their teachings. I also believe in our generations that were destroyed in their minds, in their bodies, in their spirits, that they lived through disharmony, that they lost all respect for our teachings, our culture and our heritage and our language. And, all these things, I tie them together with my life. Trying to be, a young woman at age 17, I sought out my language. I sought out my history, where my people came from, what tribes, that I come from, and my kinships and my clan systems, my children's clan system, what clan they come from. My mom, she taught me a lot of words of wisdom. I may not always live by them, but as I, got older, I remembered. I looked back at my life to see, what I needed to remember and what I needed to know, and how I could bring forth, change into my life. My life is always a continuous, I'm always working on my life. I'm always trying to fix things. And, it's hard to be a single parent, raising, I had 3 kids at home with me and 2 with their dad. And, most of the time, all 5 of them, every other weekend, all 5 of them are with me. I'm doing my best to strive and show others that, whenever you hit rock bottom, you can pull yourself out of these situations and you can push forward. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't do this without God. He is my best friend. He is my companion. He is my healer. He is my teacher. He's my creator. Most importantly, He gave me this life. And I believe that, He put me into this world that I can go through all of these trials and tribulations and go through these life-changing experiences, so that in turn I can turn around and tell someone else that, no more trauma. We don't have to go through this anymore. And we are very much still here. We're still alive, and we're prospering. We're making a difference. We're the ones that are our future. We're bringing back our traditions and our customs and our beliefs, our religion that we have. We're here to teach our children, this generation and the next, and the 7 generations and all the generations for all eternity. We are here to remember, to continue on and pass down these oral traditions, these written traditions, and tell the true history of our people. And that the books that are written, they're false. So we have the knowledge of where we come from and who we are and where we're going to go in our life and in our children's future. So just, that's something that was on my mind tonight. The struggle is real, and there's no more trauma, and life is going to change for the better for everyone. It may not be world peace, but we could strive for that. We can go hug a tree and believe that the spirits are alive, well, and thriving and working for your benefit. And that's something that I look forward to every day. And, a lot of times I cry about things, and I wish that, life would be easier, but it's not. I would like to think that this earth, it could be so much better. And I have belief that me and you are going to make it better. And, my apologies if I have ever hurt anybody or said things that I didn't mean. That right there could be something that, this is why we need to change. Why we need to be better people. And why we need to look to our future and plan ahead and manage our lives and be comfortable with who we are. No matter what we go through in life, that we're okay. We can do this and we can make it, and we can come together and create progress. Start our own nonprofit organizations, start our own businesses, be educated and use that as our weapon, and believe in our prayers, and just continue on with life.